Election Commission. Good morning, Miss Maria.
Half a day, Chris Barnett and Sabrina Salas Metanani.
Half a day. I understand that a complaint letter was sent to
Yes,
you on June 20th by Ken Leon Guerrero, who's also a candidate.
Right.
Yes, it was. Yes.
And so, and we talked about this briefly. You're saying that the enforcement of this falls on the Department of Public Works.
That's correct. Whether political signs can go up on public property is in the zoning law, and the zoning law is enforced by the Department of Public Works.
And what about just, would that be considered a political event? I mean, it kind of sounds like a stupid question, but would the Democratic Party of Guam has a petition drive for candidates, is that considered a quote-unquote political event?
If it's a voter registration drive, it's not a political event.
Okay, and that's what it...
Mm-hmm. So if I were to say I worked at Adelup and I came with the truck with the sign on it, that would be okay?
You know, the Civil Service Commission, Sabrina, looks at that, and we've invited, Civil Service Commission has been a part of our candidate seminar. Mm-hmm. In the candidate seminars, they made it clear that if a person owns a truck with a big sign on it and works at that department, that person can park his car at that department.
Right. Okay. And then if they're, because this was on a Saturday, if they're off work at whatever, right? It's just
again, Chris, that's a Civil Service Commission call, and the one about political signs, that's a Public Works call.
So who runs the candidate seminars?
We do, the Guam Election Commission.
So
but we partner up with the Civil Service Commission. We invite them to come because lots of questions are posed to us via telephone on what government employees can do and cannot do, and so that's why we invite them,
right.
So that the candidates are made aware of those rules and laws.
But based on, I'm sure you're intimately aware of Guam's election laws. So based on your reading of the law, is something like what happened over the weekend legal? With campaign signs, I didn't see, I wasn't there, but if they had campaign signs up and were like, hey, this person's planning to run, vote for this person or whatever, is that kind of stuff legal?
Sabrina, the other time that campaign signs are allowed on public property is when candidates are waving. I'm sorry, I cannot quote that section of the law, right. But there is a part, and I'm not so sure if it's in the zoning code or the election code, where candidates who are waving can temporarily put up their signs in public property where the candidate and his or her supporters are waving.
Okay. So it kind of seems like, well, first of all, we're the Democratic Party chair. I know she listened to the show. I tried to get her on this morning. We have a commitment for Wednesday, but I guess, first of all, Bree, we have to find out exactly what happened. Was it a wave? Was it a petition signing? Was it a voter registration drive? Because it kind of seems like it was a lot of...
I thought I saw something from the Democratic Party about them having some sort of an event. Here it is. Yeah. It's a petition and... Democratic Party of Guam candidate petition and voter registration drive.
Yes, we were involved with the voter registration drive, obviously.
Right.
And with the voter registration drive, the Guam Election Commission always tries to ensure that the registrars have enough affidavits of registration, have enough forms. So we when they called, when the Democratic Party called, and I let them know that, okay, we'll make sure that there are people available to be able to give you voter affidavits of registration if you run out, because those forms are limited and are controlled, are totally controlled by the GEC.
Okay, so I guess when you follow up on that, Ms. Maria, maybe we could catch up on it tomorrow morning.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Maria. Wash your hands. All right. Well, what's your release say?
The which release from the Democrats or the Ken Leon Guerrero
I just see
complaint?
you looking at something there.
I'm looking at the Ken Leon Guerrero complaint.